Welcome to Late Night Stocks, the first live stream. We were both in a vacation, now we are back, and in the meantime we shared some educational videos about the market and PE ratio, price to sales ratio. I hope you watched them and you learned something from them. And if you didn't watch, you can have a look at them, I suggest strongly. So in this live stream, we will first focus on the late night stocks portfolio, a September update. We will answer the questions: which positions did we add, which stock did we add in our portfolio, and then we will have a look at the monthly performance of the August and September so far. Then we will deep dive into the stocks in our portfolio, such as Biontrek and Nvax. We are getting a lot of questions about the price target, and afterwards we will talk about the general market condition, this inflation data, and this upcoming again this corporate tax and tax on this capital gains. And at the end of this live stream, we will have a look at some stocks to watch in September, and I will answer the questions from your side, and if you have suggested stocks, we can have a look at them together in this live stream. So let's dive into the portfolio together. So here you see the late night stocks portfolio. Year to date, we have 44% up, and S&P versus S&P 500 18%, and Nasdaq 16%. When we look at the monthly performance, we are up 2% in August and 4% up so far in September. Although the vaccine stocks are in sideways, going nowhere, we are still managed to keep this positive percentage. And let me quickly share which positions and stocks we add to our portfolio since our last update. So when I go to late night stocks transactions, here you see the last transactions we ate. We actually shared this information with our Patreon supporters. We made a special post for them. Here shared that we said we are adding some shares of Tattoo Chef and Very Good Food because they were very down, and we added after our Cardio Therapeutics YouTube video, we added this position as well. And thanks you also, I want to thank you our Patreon supporters. Thank you for supporting, and I hope you take advantage of this post as well. So we added these positions on 16th of August, and when you have a look at the success, so after our video of cardio, it made almost 70%, and Tattoo Chef made 22% plus. Unfortunately, the Very Good is still in sideways, but I'm very happy about these positions. If you want to also have this notification from our late night stocks portfolio, you can go to our Patreon page, and now we have early bird access for only stock analysis cheat sheet and also for portfolio access. Once these positions, the limited numbers are filled, then we will double the prices. So I mean, you can cancel anytime. You can try our portfolio access supporting us. So let's continue with the other stocks. So we talked about cardio. So we made a video about cardio when it was like $2.6. Now it is $4.4. You can see that we have a huge gain over there. Let's continue with Biontrek. Biontrek had a very good run. So if you remember, if you are a supporter of our channel, so when we made the first video about on the 6th of April, Biontech was $114 and it went up till $420. Now it's around $360. And as I said, we have a $600 price target. And recently we had actually good news from Biontech. So FDA gave emergency use for people 65 and older and certain high-risk populations. So it's really good news. They can have more orders from Biontech. And we already also heard that Israel also getting the fourth Biontech shot, the second booster shots. So I think winter is coming, and we have now a news about like if the booster is needed and so on. But when we look at the news, we had the similar stuff when we had a situation about this patent stuff. So they tried to make this mRNA vaccine to give everyone this patent, and then after that nothing happened. So I feel the same about this booster shots. I think when winter has come and with the Delta variants, we may see that they are ordering again, and we are getting really good also earnings for both Biontech and Moderna, I think. So let's continue with other. So as I said, Biontech earnings also is coming with Moderna in the beginning of November. We may do also a live stream for earnings as well if you want it. So if you have some feedbacks about the live stream, I am also open to it. And in the meantime, you can write your comments. I see that you're writing it now, and you can ask questions, and you can suggest some stocks, and we can have a look at them together. And the second stocks people are talking about most is Nvax. So we made a price prediction of 365, and we already add to our portfolio when Nvax was $145. So we are already up 60% in our portfolio, but we are our target is still ahead, and we are behind. We are still waiting for this price target. So when we have a look at Nvax in the technical analysis, for example, so Nvax made a huge run to $330, and so let me wait. So Nvax made a huge run, then because of the approvals, FDA approval is postponed, and India wanted more details about the Nvax, so we had a lot of pull downs afterwards, but we managed to add to our portfolio around this point. So we entered in a really nice point. So we are going up in this trend, and I think we will go there, this $360, $365 in the future. Let me quickly show you also Moderna. For Moderna, we made like $500 price target around here. So we already actually hit there, like it turned from $495. So we actually hit there. Maybe if the Moderna goes above like $500, $550, we may sell some Moderna shares, because it's pretty can be overvalued, because when you compare the market caps of these vaccine stocks, like from, for example, our stock analysis cheat sheet, when I go to vaccine stocks, as you see, BioNTech has half of the market cap of Moderna. I mean, they almost sell same number of vaccines, and like they have almost have same number of profits, but I mean, BioNTech doesn't deserve that. Doesn't deserve that. And when Nvax get the approval, it is now in $70 billion market cap. We may easily hit the $350 range. Let's continue with the vegan food companies. So we had last year especially a lot of hype around these stocks, but especially very good food is dropping to dips, unfortunately. And the reason behind this, when we have a look at the like corn prices, as you see, like when we look at the last 5 years, they were very stable. They were very stable, but after COVID-19, there was a huge huge shortage, or I don't know what happened, but like it doubled. Like imagine you are making something and ingredients of your product, it's doubling its prices, like corn. And when we look at soybean, we see the same thing. And I think we need to come to the same levels like before Corona. Then if we don't, profits of these vegan food stock companies can really suffer. So especially for very good food, like they recently announced their Q2 earnings finally. So they are writing in the headlines like we increased 280% year over year to date, but this is year to date. So when we go to like quarter over quarter difference, they only increased their revenue only 5%. So they made $2.7 million revenue, and last quarter they made $2.6 million. So it is not a big increase. I was expecting more revenue increase, but it looks like it's slowing down. But maybe with this new Rupert facility and so on, we may see some revenue ramp up, but it is not satisfying for me. And also when we look at the e-commerce sales, so they're making e-commerce sales. They started their they're selling the products in Amazon. They only increased their revenue from e-commerce only 1%. I mean, it is really under my expectations. The only good point is that the wholesale distribution points, like they increased that 38% quarter over quarter. So the increase of distribution points gives some hope. But yeah, they need to increase their revenues, especially in the next quarters. I mean, instead of focusing marketing, they need to focus on sales, for sure. So this corn and soybean prices going up also affecting inflation. So recently we had a inflation data. It's flattened actually. Like last month was 5.4%. Now it is 5.3%. So it is flattened. But yeah, this food is making also food and gasoline prices is one of the reasons for inflation. So it increased, like for example 3% year over year. For example, beef is increased 12.2% year over year. So we have a huge inflation here. So airline prices were increasing really like very at a high rate. So they decreased 9.1% only in 1 month. And also another catalyst for this inflation was used car and truck prices. So they also declined in August. So we are seeing this flattening and going down. So if we have this going down, then Fed can think that okay, we will postpone our tapering, we will increase the treasury rates like later. So, and one of the like hottest news were inflation in the last weeks, and we had also a new news about the taxes. So Biden is aiming to increase the taxes from corporate taxes from 21% from 26.5%, and also for your personal, for if you're like investor, let's say capital gain, it will increase from 20 to 25%. So it's not a big increase, because before we talked about 28% corporate tax, but it's a little bit less now, and we have in total $3.5 trillion funding this infrastructure bill. And yeah, so when we go back to our late night stocks portfolio, we have also some automotive stocks like NIO, for example, and it's also heavily beaten down lately. And so when we look at NIO, after seeing this $66, then we have beaten down to March to $33, like 50% drop, and we increased a little bit, but we had like lately news about NIO that they're making stock offering, so they will sell some shares worth of $2 billion. They have already actually have like $7.5 billion cash in their balance sheet, but due to these chip shortages and like maybe investment ahead, maybe they will open like new factories in the future, they're selling $2 billion worth worth of stocks, and that is also really bad for stock price. So I think, yeah, it will suffer this year. So we need to be a little bit patient about the stock. And our price target was $60. So when we look at the NIO also, like from the chart, so we like these points looks like really good resistance around this $35, but we have maybe, and at the end of the year with the rally we may go up to $60, but in automotive there are a lot of competition, and when we compare to other automotive stocks, for example other Chinese stocks like NIO have, let's say, compared to Xpeng, and they have relatively high market cap, and they're also now selling shares, and they're not profitable. So when a company is not profitable, they may sell shares like this, and it is really risky when you have the stock, like if you have a lot of shares in the stock. So that's why in our late night stocks checklist we have profitability is one of the main points. And the company is profitable, then they don't sell shares and you don't have that risk. And if there's like crisis like chip shortages for the company, they may really affect it badly. And this was actually so when we go back, you can also in the meantime ask some questions and suggest some stocks if you want. For example, next week Micron Technology earnings is coming. It is also, I think, a very undervalued company. I think in the next quarter earnings we will see the profits of the Micron Technology, and it may go up at the end of the year. Maybe I will make a special video about it. So I want to talk about also some other stocks. People are talking some stocks to watch, and let's go to that section. And in the meantime, you can write some stocks to look at. So stocks to watch. I want to talk about, if you watching till so far, then you deserve a bonus stock. So people are talking now about the Gap, their sell clothing. So with the opening rally, like after March, the stock went up to $35, and now it's really going down. Maybe this Delta variant effect going down to the $24. But I mean, when we look at the profitability in the last quarters, in the last 4 quarters, Gap announced very positive earnings, and their PE ratio is around like 12 to 15. And people also asking like, when we also look at their cash balance, they have $2 billion cash, and their debt is $790 million. So they have a good balance sheet. And as you see, people are asking like, if Gap is such a great value stock pick right now, and we like drop down to 15 PE ratio. So I don't know, we haven't discussed it yet, but we may have also add this stock to our portfolio. I think when we look at the like S&P 500 and Nasdaq, like these are really these indexes are really heavily bought. Like we didn't have any like 10% correction like since last year, so we didn't have any correction this year, so we may have a correction. So it is better, if you buy some stocks, it should be profitable and it should have a low PE ratio. Please be careful about it, because when there is a stock market correction or stock market crash, the unprofitable companies are like sold, like if there's a 10% correction, then they sold off like 25-30%. So be careful with your stock picks. And people are also talking about like this Alibaba. So Alibaba came back to levels of like this 2016 2017 levels. We are now at $160. They're talking about, oh, if is it a buy, we can buy and we can go to $320, we can do 2x. But this stock is heavily beaten from like two sides, like both from United States and also China. So I don't know, they have $433 billion market cap, which is huge, and they, in this corona time, they made a loss. Like they had, of course, a penalty from China, but if you are online retail, online like a business like Amazon, you cannot have loss in corona times. I don't know, it's not optimistic to me. So when we look at the stock price, like when we look at the technical analysis, price is going down like heavily. And when I go back in time, I think we may see this $130 levels, like the latest dip in 2018 crisis. We may go there again. In like this China stocks should be, if you have China stocks, Chinese stocks, you need to be very careful, because a lot of things changing in China and the regulations and so on. So you should make it like less than, let's say, 15% of the portfolio, so if something happens, you're not heavily damaged. Yeah, I mean, if you have questions, I can also answer them. If you don't, we can also end the live stream here. So yeah, this was actually the first live stream. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, if we can give some feedbacks, we can add more content to our live stream, we can make it more frequently, or you may do the live stream in like earnings, like let's say Biontrek, or maybe I can do it in micron technology. We will see. I am open to your comments and feedbacks. If you're watching after live stream, you can comment in the down below. You can suggest some stocks. We can analyze them together. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. And yeah, if you don't have any questions, I will end the live stream here. Thank you for watching till the end. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe our channel. See you later.